focus on living our lives.
Yeah.
And second of all, not focusing on other people's lives so much. It's like we can't let other people live the way they want to live without giving our 2 cents and without trying to to prove or convince why our way of life is better. Like what does it matter? Like we feel the need to always like I don't know, give like this little punch below the belt or something.
Yeah. It's bringing other
And
people down.
exactly, and it really isn't productive in any way. It's not going to make any difference in anyone's life. It's just going to make people more miserable. And if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say it unless you see someone who really is spreading something toxic and saying something harmful. But if you see someone who's trying to share personal situation from their lives and hope other people can learn from it and do better, then what's the point of that kind of comment? It's not
Yeah.
as if you're making a a good point or well-rounded opinion, and it's
Yeah.
not as if you're trying to open a discussion that will really make change.
Yeah.
You're just
I
bored, jealous, or whatever it is, and you want to stir up shit.
exactly. I was talking about this with a friend who may also be interested in coming on the podcast. Where what were we talking about? We were talking about chaos for chaos sake of what were we talking about? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Where I said I don't understand why people do this of just, is it for money? If it is for money, like what, how can they live with themselves of just spreading such lies and misinformation of just that? And he responded with something saying this, there's this phenomenon in psychology where it's chaos for chaos sake of just, just like drugs, just like sex, just like alcohol. You don't do it for the gain, you do it for how you feel doing it, and it feels good, and it
Yeah,
is just evil for evil's sake. And that is
yeah,
just, it's terrifying.
it
It
is.
is terrifying. And yesterday, do you know Dr. Mike on
Yeah,
YouTube? He's
yeah, of
amazing.
course. Ah,
He's
yes.
got 25 million followers. Like, who doesn't
I
know
know. He
Dr.
came to
Mike?
Israel. I love anyone who comes to visit.
Oh,
No,
did
I'm
he?
joking. He was here. And
He's
he saved someone on the flight on the way here.
Oh, was it? Oh, because I heard about when he saved the guy on the
Yeah.
flight, and I didn't know he was going
I
to
think
Israel.
it was that one. Anyway, I'm
Anyway,
digressing here again.
and so yesterday I was listening to one of his podcast. I don't listen to his podcasts a lot because they're not the format that I enjoy. I watch his videos anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
But this guy, he was interviewing another doctor who's very controversial. If you're interested, I'll send you the link, and we can link it to the episode. Where basically this other doctor was stating things like smoking is good for you and apples are horrible for you.
Mm.
And so Dr. Mike and this other doctor, female doctor that I can't remember her name, and then this controversial doctor, were having a conversation where basically Dr. Mike and the female doctor were saying exactly this of just, there is no like one right way of eating, there is no one right way of living. You just need to kind of see what works for you and stick to that, and then listen to the people who have the same way of living and who make it work so that you can help each other out. But basically, they were saying that veganism isn't the best answer, carnivore diet isn't the best answer, only whole grains isn't the best answer. Like, different people have different ways of functioning. And this other doctor was not saying that. He was saying that we've got everything around, that there are so many people who smoke and live long, healthy lives, that they have other ways of eating that kind of cancel out the negative impacts of smoking. And then he was saying something about apples, that the apples that we are eating are not healthy because they've been transformed. And Dr. Mike was saying, but who's overeating apples? Nobody. And the guy said nobody. And it's just like, so why are we talking about these apples? They'd be better off eating these transformed apples than chocolate, and you're saying that it's the same. And you get to this thing where it is just controversy for controversy's sake, and it's uncomfortable.
It is. And I think what's happening, and oh my God, I've been seeing it so much recently with everything going on. I've believe me, you don't want to see how ugly it is. But my point is, I think what happens is today is that opinion has become more important than the truth.
Mm.
And so our opinion is our truth, and we try to sell it as the truth. And we get uncomfortable when people try to give us the real truth, or that when they try to oppose us. We don't like that. So if someone, has convinced themselves that, their marriage is the best thing in the world, even if it's like a toxic relationship, or they're trying to convince themselves that their decisions are right because that's, their decision. And, there's the whole cognitive dissonance where you try to match your thoughts to your actions and not your actions to your thoughts. And so someone else comes and shows the other side of the coin, and it makes you feel uncomfortable because, it's raising the truth that you don't want to see, or that you don't want to live by. And because it's harder to
Yeah.
actually take action and change our behavior, rather than just changing the way we think about our behavior or our beliefs. And so the truth has somehow become the truth has become subjective.
Mm.
and every person can twist it the way they see fit, even if it means lying, and if it means spreading toxicity. And we do that a lot also to get followers, to get people to listen to us, because trends are very trendy right now, and so we just follow the herd wherever they may go. And I'm seeing it unfold. The how, like, I see it, and I'm sometimes like, how can someone be either so stupid that they believe this and just spread it without actually fact checking anything, or be so evil that they'll actually spread it knowing that it's not the truth. And that's the world we live in right now.
Yep.
So anyway, what was the point? What were we?
Part 2 of bad dates.
Yes. Oh my
But that
God.
wasn't the
Of
point.
course.
No, but I think we just let's just go straight into that.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about just, to each their own, living their own lives. But this isn't the point of the podcast. The point of the podcast
Yeah.
is single life, and I enjoy talking about these things, but it is just it's a never-ending topic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a never-ending topic, and we just enjoy talking about it. Like,
We do.
I can also connect everything to it, like everything in life. Give me and I'll make a connection somehow, some way.
Well, I mean, you say that in a sense, I don't know, but I agree. You can connect everything because
Yeah.
everything, everything that you hear of, play hard to get, you should do this, you shouldn't do that, you should do, be the right, pay for the first drink, don't message, blah blah blah. Everything kind of connects to everything of just, if you're having a bad time at home, then work will be impacted, and then family life, and then friendships, so yeah, everything is connected to each other. And if you're
Especially
not,
in a world, sorry.
well, I mean, if you're not feeling well in your body, then you're not, feeling well
Yeah.
at all.
Well, especially in a world and a culture that glorifies one specific status so
Mm.
much, and then deglorifies another one as much as it does. And you sort of inherently feel bad about it because, that's what everyone around you is doing and saying. And you see, like, you look at a relationship from the outside and it looks beautiful and great, but you don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Exactly.
And people usually don't show you. And even more than that, they usually put on a little bit of a show outside, even if they don't realize they're doing it. Like, they show you you're like comparing yourself to the best side of someone else without actually seeing the hard work it took to get there, and or the bad side that they try to hide or
Yeah.
that just don't show in public.
I mean, a good example is there was this couple on I can't remember all the platforms called Nikki and Pierre. Um, so
Oh,
gay
the
couple,
gay couple, yeah,
yeah,
they were
and so they
adorable.
broke up.
Oh,
Uh, and I agree, they were adorable. And you know, handsome dudes. And so I didn't follow them religiously, but you
mm-mm.
know how the algorithm works. And one
Yeah,
day I just found out that they broke up, and I kind of this whole thing about consumer, like we criticize people but we still watch it and things like that. I
yeah,
went like, oh my god, like could I have predicted this? And I could not have predicted it, in the sense that they showed a lot of positive stuff, and then one pops up of just we're breaking up, we're both going to go on our own Instagram pages, and that's that. And it's
yeah,
just whoa. And then after that they both kind of, but it's been bad for a couple of years, and this is happening and this is happening. And it's so, yeah, people will only show what they want you to see, in the same sense that I have this YouTuber that I really love called Layla Martin. She's a
mm,
tantric teacher, and she used to do a lot of videos with her, I don't know if it was husband or just partner, anyway, the man that was sharing her life, called Andrew. And they did a lot of videos together, and she has this huge success online. And then out of the blue, so she does a lot of teaching videos with yoga and tantrism and things like that, and he's in them. And then one day a 20-25 minute video shows up of they are breaking up, and this is what's happening. And it's just like, oh my god, you don't know, you just
mm-mm.
don't know what happens behind closed doors. So stop comparing yourselves to these online, aspire to that. I think by all means you can aspire to the positiveness that they are showing, but don't expect that to be the full reality. And I think that's what I'm kind of thinking of doing. Like, I want to be showing the negative sides as well, but I don't want to be sharing it for, negativity. I just want, sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, and that's that.
Yeah. I was just I think it was yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, I was talking to my boyfriend about, I can't remember why we got to this conversation, but I remember I was saying, that argument that we had not long ago, it wasn't fun, it wasn't great, and I didn't like the feeling, and we don't argue a lot at all, knock on wood. But I think it was so important because I learned so much about him and
Mm,
our relationship from that argument. I learned how he reacts in certain situations. I learned how to react to him in these kind of situations. I learned a bit more about his thought process in general and specifically in arguments. And so now I know how to avoid it. If it happens again, I know how to approach it even better. And I know how to talk to him. I know how to compose myself. I know how to react to things. And you learn so much from these supposedly negative situations. And when you learn how to embrace that and learn from them, you're not, first of all, you're not as scared from them, and they also help you make the better times even better. And so when you're just showing one side of the coin, people are just going to think, well, I guess they have a happily ever after all the time and they never
mm,
fight and they never do this. And and I think it's important to learn that it's okay and it's natural and it's part of being in a relationship, and you can't avoid it. And I think we also live in a culture right now where we don't like to put in the effort. We like it, if it takes too much and if we have to work on it too hard, then it's sort of like we want to give up very easily
mm,
because we want that, pink, rosy, fun, happily, overly in love relationship that comes easy, but it doesn't really come easy. It takes work and it takes, dedication. And it shouldn't be an uphill battle and it shouldn't be a constant struggle, but it takes,
ups
we
and
have a,
downs.
yeah, we have a saying in Hebrew. It doesn't translate very well to English, but I'm going to try and say it anyway, which is basically if you're having a hard